Chapter 20. Fasting and Mental Clarity in Historical Figures. Throughout history, many great leaders, philosophers, and spiritual teachers have turned to fasting as a means to achieve heightened mental clarity, insight, and focus. From ancient sages to modern thinkers, fasting has often been regarded as a pathway to deeper understanding, allowing the mind to rise above the distractions of the body. This chapter explores how fasting influenced the lives and legacies of notable historical figures, examining how they used it to sharpen their intellect, achieve mental breakthroughs, and enhance their spiritual practices. One of the earliest documented figures who used fasting for mental clarity was Socrates, the classical Greek philosopher whose ideas laid the foundation for much of Western thought. Socrates frequently fasted before engaging in deep philosophical discussions, believing that abstaining from food sharpened his mind and allowed him to think more clearly. In Plato's dialogues, Socrates is portrayed as someone who could withstand long periods without food, and his fasting is seen as part of his commitment to self-discipline and the pursuit of truth. For Socrates, fasting was not just a physical act, but a mental exercise that allowed him to reach higher levels of philosophical inquiry and reasoning. Pythagoras, another influential figure in ancient Greece, also used fasting as a means of enhancing mental clarity. The mathematician and philosopher, best known for the Pythagorean theorem, was a staunch advocate of fasting and vegetarianism. Pythagoras believed that fasting purified the body and the mind, allowing him to access higher levels of intellectual and spiritual understanding. He required his students to fast before they could enter his school, emphasizing the importance of a clear mind for studying mathematics and philosophy. Fasting was seen by Pythagoras not only as a way to discipline the body, but as a tool for unlocking the mind's full potential. In the spiritual realm, Moses, a central figure in the Bible, also turned to fasting for mental clarity and divine insight. According to the biblical account, Moses fasted for 40 days and nights on Mount Sinai before receiving the 10 Commandments from God. This extended fast is significant not only because it is an act of faith and devotion, but also because it symbolizes the purification of the mind and body in preparation for receiving profound spiritual knowledge. Moses' fast is often cited as a prime example of fasting's role in attaining spiritual enlightenment and mental focus in the Abrahamic traditions. Jesus Christ, another key figure in Christianity, also engaged in fasting to prepare for his ministry. According to the New Testament, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness, an event known as the temptation of Christ. During this time, Jesus is said to have resisted temptations and emerged with a strengthened resolve and clarity of purpose. His fast in the wilderness is often interpreted as a way of purifying his mind and body, allowing him to begin his mission with a clear vision of his spiritual role. The mental and spiritual clarity that Jesus gained through fasting is seen as a model for Christians seeking to deepen their faith and connection to God. In the Islamic world, the Prophet Muhammad emphasized the importance of fasting not only for spiritual reasons, but also for mental clarity and self-discipline. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims around the world fast from dawn until sunset as part of their religious observance. The Prophet Muhammad himself practiced fasting regularly, believing it to be a means of controlling desires, purifying the soul, and achieving mental focus. Islamic tradition holds that fasting strengthens the believer's willpower and enhances their ability to concentrate on their spiritual and worldly duties. For Muhammad, fasting was a tool for cultivating mindfulness, reflection, and mental clarity, which in turn helped him lead with wisdom and compassion. Moving to the East, Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, also used fasting as a path to enlightenment. Before attaining nirvana, Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, experimented with extreme forms of asceticism, including long periods of fasting. He believed that by denying the body, he could free the mind from its distractions and gain deeper insight into the nature of suffering and existence. While the Buddha ultimately rejected extreme fasting in favor of a balanced approach, his early fasting experiences were pivotal in shaping his path to enlightenment. The mental clarity he sought through fasting was key to his understanding of the middle way, a balanced approach to life that avoids both indulgence and deprivation. In more recent history, Mahatma Gandhi famously used fasting as a tool for both personal, spiritual growth and political resistance. For Gandhi, fasting was not only a means of protest against British colonial rule in India, but also a way to achieve mental and moral clarity. He believed that fasting helped him purify his thoughts and align his actions with his ethical and spiritual beliefs. Throughout his life, Gandhi undertook several long fasts, some lasting for weeks, to draw attention to injustices and demonstrate his commitment to nonviolence, ahimsa. His fasts were as much about achieving personal mental clarity as they were about influencing social and political change. Gandhi's fasting practice reflected his deep conviction that self-control and mental clarity were essential for leading a life of purpose and righteousness. Leonardo da Vinci, the renowned artist and inventor, was another figure who believed in the power of fasting for enhancing mental acuity. Known for his insatiable curiosity and genius, Da Vinci often practiced periods of fasting and controlled eating, which he believed sharpened his mind and helped him focus on his work. His fasting regimen allowed him to maintain his intense concentration on projects that spanned art, science, and engineering. For Da Vinci, fasting was part of his broader philosophy of moderation and balance, which he believed was key to achieving mastery in any field. Another notable example is Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor and electrical engineer, who was a strong advocate of fasting and believed it contributed to his creativity and problem-solving abilities. Tesla frequently fasted as a way to clear his mind and focus on his work, often stating that it helped him think more clearly and concentrate on his inventions. He believed that by fasting, he could eliminate distractions and tap into deeper levels of mental energy and creativity. Tesla's commitment to fasting reflects the belief that mental clarity and innovation can be enhanced through disciplined control of the body. In conclusion, fasting has long been regarded as a practice that sharpens the mind and enhances clarity. From ancient philosophers like Socrates and Pythagoras to spiritual leaders like Moses, Jesus, and the Buddha, fasting has played a pivotal role in the lives of those seeking deeper insight and understanding. Historical figures like Gandhi, Leonardo da Vinci, and Nikola Tesla also embraced fasting as a means of achieving mental focus and creativity. Their examples illustrate the timeless belief that by quieting the needs of the body, the mind is free to ascend to greater heights of thought, wisdom, and discovery.